You guys.
Caleb, come on. Yeah, bring it over here. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay, so this is Miss Kimberly Jadwick, and she's over at the exercise lab.
Okay, nice to meet you.
And so so she's going to be here to help. She's the expert on the ARED. So she's going to be here to help you guys. I just gave y'all control of the remote. So if you want to show her anything on your PowerPoint, you can do that.
Okay, do we need to show anything on the PowerPoint? Questions?
I don't think there's anything specific we need to point out on the PowerPoint. We do have some questions. Would you like us to add that document into the shared Google file so we can pull that one up on here too? Because we have some pictures with spots pointed out.
Yeah, can you do that real quick, and then I can pull it up. That'll probably be easier.
Make sure that the ring piece is attached to the gray one. All right, he's almost got it right now.
Okay. Just let me know when you do, and I'll refresh it so then I can see it.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, I believe it should be on there now.
Okay, let me refresh.
Documents called inquiries about the ARED, and then it has ACCM and these next.
Got it. Okay. Let me pull that up. Okay. So everybody, you can see this, Kimberly, right?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Sounds good. So I'm gonna, y'all have control of the screen, or you can take control, guys. So.
Okay, cool. So our first question. Let's scroll down here. Yeah. Get two forces right.
Maybe we go back over here and try.
Sorry, we're just trying to figure out the.
Yeah, I know. I think if you just try the arrows, like your cursor, like to go down.
It doesn't scroll.
Do you want me to control it again?
Yeah.
All right, hold up.
Not really working.
Okay, let go. Y'all are stalled in it. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Screen's a bit.
All right. Sorry, I've got like 1,000 emails coming in. Okay, let me move y'all over. Okay. All right. So where do you want? Just right here?
Actually, can you go down to the bottom page real fast?
Okay.
So this is our first question about the actual problem statement, because in the on the Hunch website, it points out specifically 2 straps near the point of rotation on the arms that need to be secured. We were curious about whether or not these other 2 straps near the on the different parts of the arms also should be addressed in a problem.
So they are less. They are less important than the first 2 that were mentioned. They would be a totally different design. All right, I don't know if you're interested in doing a second type of design or not, but it would have to be to where it didn't interfere with that bar. It needs to be able to slide forward and back towards ARED or away from ARED. And so I'm not sure if you want to, like, to me, it's a kind of a separate project. The design would be very different from the ones that you guys are currently talking about for the cylinder evac.
Okay.
Okay. So
I think that.
This is actually for serious.
So what you're saying is, yes, it is another problem that can be addressed, but it would be a separate device.
Yes, and the first 2 straps that we talked about, they would actually prevent the arm from rising when there's a cylinder evac and an air bubble inside of the cylinders, Whereas this one, it's just basically it's all the Velcro is doing is keeping that arm from bouncing when they're pulling on the cable and doing those like upright cable rows. So it's not, it's more of a nuisance factor. It's not a big factor, and the design would be different. It definitely would solve a problem. I just don't know if it would be as big of a problem if you're trying to get something for a more bang for the buck.
Okay.
So we should definitely prioritize the first two that are pointed out on the Hutch site.
I would. That would be my recommendation. We won't say no to either, but I would say that you're solving a bigger issue with the ones that go through the lower stop than you are by tying down the slide tracks to the main arm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Why do you think it's so low? Oh my God.
Okay, then we'll go to the next question out now.
Where would y'all like me to go now, gentlemen?
Can we go up to the next question, please?
Is that this one? No?
Okay, we're just gonna go from the top now, actually.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so one of our questions, so for our design, we have one of the two blue we have the blue bumper that has the 3/4 and 1/2 inch holes in it, but we see that there's a second gray piece like on this half too. Would it be a problem to have the bolts or whatever going through the two holes while the machine's in use, because we have this piece too? We just want to make sure it's not getting in the way of the device while it's being used.
So is there a way to make the full screen bigger so I can see?
Let me stop sharing for a second, Kimberly, and then, okay, now guys, you're gonna have to hold that up really close to the camera, because right now I can only see like half of one of y'all's faces. Okay, so hold that up for Kimberly so she can see it.
Is there a way, Bob, you can come over. Is there a way to click, like I'm just seeing a little piece of his screen. Is there a way to make that the full screen so I can see what he's showing? Because it's so tiny right now.
We're on the full screen right now.
I'm seeing you on the full screen. I don't know how to switch it to, like at the top I have
Hold on.
3 little
Let's
boxes.
yeah. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me see if this helps. Hold on.
So you like a 20-ounce bag.
Okay. Okay, you guys, can y'all talk and see if it'll come on the full screen for you guys?
Is there a way for me to click over to it? Like my mouse isn't working to let me click onto Joel's
I know.
screen.
Hold on, let me see. Give me a second. I'm trying to see if I can. Okay, hold on. Give me just a second. Manage participants.
Because I can't even make mine full screen. Like my mouse isn't working. Oh, thank you. Yes, now I work. So it helps, but it won't let me click Joel. If I can get his screen. It is, but when I do that, I have a hard time going back to keyboard. I could try it. I hate to disconnect something new.
Okay, are you seeing it any better, Kimberly?
No, it's just those 3 little boxes at the top, whereas I can see the full screen of you, and I'd rather if I could flip it to see the full screen of them.
Go up to the top and do speaker view. Do you see where it says speaker view?
No.
Like if you click on,
Oh, I see gallery view.
yeah, do speaker view.
Okay. All right, so it's on speaker view, and I can see, I think if they talk, it'll fix it, maybe.
Okay, guys, talk like really close into the microphone so that it'll come up on you guys.
Is this good?
Yeah, that's better. That's
Okay.
better.
Okay. So in the project, it said we could use this little blue thing with the holes in it. And there's 2 questions we have about it. First is we don't know if this silver bumper that's attached to it or any other moving parts on the ARED would get in the way of the bumper, or like move past the blue thing when it's in motion. So if we have stuff like this where it's sticking out of either side, we don't know if that'll be an issue. And we also don't know how wide it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to ARED, and I've got, we have another instructor. Into ARED and show you how that works. Okay. All right, so Bob's getting the tape measure. I don't know how to turn my camera around, so I'm gonna try. So
Either draw, I mean, if you can't get something in the bag.
I'm trying to get this in. So we have two sets of
They just have to be
trying to figure out how to hold my laptop.
We can't really hear what you're saying because the microphone's on the opposite side of where you are.
So he can't hear me if I turn the camera that way.
Oh, it's
All right. So let me try to stand on the other side.
You might also look at,
All right. So we have
have you searched like.
two sets of holes there.
Yeah, and a lot of them are
Here.
No, we can't hear you, Kimberly.
All right. Well, I don't know how to solve that. Like I can talk into the camera this way, or I can show you ARED. It seems like I can't do both.
Could you have him hold it?
Okay, let's
We don't need to see ARED.
show them the ARED and like what you're measuring, because they're asking about that thickness of that part, and then maybe come back and talk.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you, Bob's holding up a tape measure to show you the width of the part that you asked about. And then I'm going to show you the side where those two holes are. And there's actually two holes that we have also pinned. So there's two we're using and two we're not. And that's what you're going to see.
Okay.
You can incorporate that into your drawings.
It's pretty small.
It'd be nice if you had it.
Is it possible you could move the camera any closer?
Right. Yeah. But having that all in your diagram.
I couldn't tell exactly. It was too far away.
It's 2 inches.
2 inches.
And this is the part about. That's okay too. I think having a physical prototype with the bag the way you want.
So I wonder if we can show how this comes from.
Where's the 2 sets of holes she was talking about? I know. So I think those 2 are what they're using, and those are the 2 that we need.
Having it kind of all together.
So we use these. Can you check?
Very valuable. The valve is just that you're saying.
So I think we just have to ask her if this entire like blue piece, anything
Have your
comes
design so
small, it's
I'm even looking at getting some of those.
Oh. Okay. So these are the 2 we use.
So we use
The other two? No, those are the ones we don't
Yeah,
use.
these are, that's what I was pointing at.
I'm going to turn it now so I can talk to you.
Okay. So while the ARED is in use on the 2 holes that weren't being used, does anything like go over them or come?
If we were to attach a mechanism into those, would that interfere with the motion of the machine?
If it's attached to the side, no. The only contact is the main arm sits on the top of the lower stop, but it doesn't interfere with the side.
Okay, perfect. I don't know if we have the width, we have that. What else?
I have it turned up all the way, but it's hard to hear.
Yeah, yeah. But that was, they were still looking at.
Yeah,
That's what
I would be.
the width of the we're using the last.
You can also make them, but it's gonna.
Yeah.
Just we want the exact distance between here. I mean, since we're right here.
Whether it's something like this.
Okay, what other questions do y'all have?
Chris is pulling it up right now.
Okay.
We need a few more dimensions.
But if you need to order something, probably know.
The width of the arm, Chris. Can we have the width of the golden arm itself, please?
Yes.
We want the distance between.
Its width probably right here is 2 inches.
2 inches again. And then we want the 21 distance between the holes in the arm.
It's 2 inches.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and then just so we have the exact right measurement, can you tell us how far it is when the golden arm's on the lower bumper between the 2 holes in the blue piece? Between these 2 holes and the arm, can you tell us what that distance is, please?
We're going to lower the arm.
Okay, thank you.
Let me just pull back on this. Okay, hold on. We're going to reinstall that lower stop.
All right.
I think they're looking from here to here.
On the bottom edge of the arm?
Yes, please.
So from the bottom edge of the arm to the very top of the peak of the bump is probably about 2.5 or
And to
No.
the
We're
first
just
hole.
2 7/8.
oh, to the hole. He wants to know to the hole.
To the center of the hole, it's 3 3/4.
3 3/4 to the top of it. To the middle of the top of it. Okay. And then is that everything we needed?
Thank you.
Got that?
Did y'all
I
get
think
that?
that's about everything we had to ask. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, that's all that matches required.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank
You guys, is there another group that has questions, or is it just you guys?
They're coming up right now.
Okay. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Bob.
Welcome.
Yeah, I think if we had a headset or something, that'd be easier to.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. We have Kimberly Jadwick and Bob Tweedy from the exercise lab, and they're in here. They're kind of close to ARED right now.
Right on top of it.
Yeah. So anyway, ask your questions. They may have to show you something and then turn the video camera around so that y'all can hear them.
Okay, we don't have like a power or like a document put together like they did, but we just have our questions like written down.
That's fine. You can just ask your questions.
Nick, you wanna go first?
So this question was already like previously answered, except I thought it would be easier if you guys explained it like verbally than rather than written down. So when the ARED is like resting and when it needs to be latched together, which way does the ARED naturally go? Because in the space you said like the Velcro causes it to rattle, and we just want to know if the force was like going outward or if it was just kind of like setting there.
Okay, it's hard for us to hear, but I think I turn this on.
Can y'all turn your volume up, guys, on there, and then also get closer to like the speaker?
Ours is all the way up, but yeah, we can get closer.
Yeah, I think it's easier to hear you that when you were just speaking. It's harder to hear the other gentleman that's not close to you. So.
Okay, so he was asking like when the ARED is not in use, like when it needs to be clipped together with the Velcros, when it uses, the PowerPoint explains that it rattles a little bit, and we were wondering like if it rattles like in which, how do you explain this? I don't know your question.
I think if you look over here, if it was, it would be bouncing up and down this way.
Oh, okay.
And if we had the Velcro going here, holding it, that prevents it from bouncing there. And then the second set of Velcro prevents this from happening.
Okay.
So the product needs that you guys want it to stop the rattling from both the top and the sides?
So I think you would need two totally different designs, and the one that's more beneficial if you're going to go for just one would be the one that holds this main arm to the lower stop. Because every 14 days they evacuate the cylinders, and if there's an air bubble in there, the arm rises. And then if they close the valves and they forget to seat it before they close the valves, they end up with working out with lighter load. So that one has more of an impact than the ones where the blue slide tracks are just bouncing up and down.
So we should focus on the sidebars then.
You can make it two projects and have one team working on one and one team working on the other one. But the one that solves more of a like this, the bouncing is just an annoyance thing. It's not affecting their accuracy of their workouts or hurting the hardware. Whereas if they don't Velcro down like Bob is showing over there on the right-hand side, then that they could end up working at a lighter load for 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later when they do an evac correctly, we've had them be deconditioned and not used to the heavier loads.
Okay.
So that one has more of a bang for a buck if you're presenting here at JSC as a bigger problem-solving issue than the second one. But as of right now, I mean, if there was a way to make it faster and more efficient for all four, they could all be a win.
Okay. So that's actually really helpful. I had a question about the two holes that are on the side, like the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 of an inch. Like if we were going to make it, or our design includes one of the holes, but I was wondering if it would be stronger and more beneficial if we use both of them. And then also what kind of material is like not going to either scratch the machine or like, work with it as best as it can.
Honestly, with the double pins that we use, it's more challenging to get those two pins lined up at the right angle and inserted. So I almost think that my first reaction would be that the one pin would be faster and easier.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
And I don't think it matters if you use the larger hole or the smaller hole. As far as what the material is made of, is that aluminum?
Oh, I'm sorry. As of right now, yes. That's just what we're kind of thinking, but we don't really know like we don't know what'll like hurt the machine and what won't. We don't want to scratch it with any kind of material that's either too hard or too
Yeah. So I think I was asking Bob. We think the material here is aluminum that you'd be working. Ours is aluminum.
Okay, so
because from what we've heard, it sounds like if hypothetically, our design was to like go all the way and like get flown up, that you guys would have all like the materials and stuff like the ones that are space sort of. Like, I'm sorry, we thought that like from what we've heard, like hypothetically, if our design like went all the way and got flown up and stuff, that like you guys would have all the materials covered because like what's space certified and stuff like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, Hunch would be working with the exercise lab to make it the right material that they need. And basically the biggest thing for you guys is to try to design something that has the functionality that they're looking for. And so that's the more critical piece. Would you agree, Kimberly and Bob?
Yeah, I think if you would start with a prototype, the material won't matter. And then if the proof of concept works out, then they can work on the actual material used.
Yeah, because that's part of our job as far as anything gets certified to fly is to make sure that we've got the right material and we're machining it or 3D printing or whatever we're doing, and that it's going to meet the exercise lab, standards and the safety standards. So.
And you told me about the screws last time. Sorry. And Mrs. Westover, you told me about the screws last time. Like you guys can have that covered, right? Like you'll have
right. If we ever need to have like captive screws on something, we'll figure that out. That's part of our normal like machining processes anyway for anything.
Okay. We just didn't want that to be a problem because that's a big part of like the whole latching part of it. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nick has another question for Kimberly.
But hold on. I think Kimberly, did you have a comment?
Well, I was just going to say, I think that blue piece right here is aluminum and that the lining in the center of the hole is steel. And since it wouldn't be taking any loads, I don't think, like maybe even ABS plastic would be enough just to hold it. I don't know the strength, but like Ali said, we can work on that later after a prototype is, proof of concept is shown.
Okay, and Would it be stronger in like you said the holes doesn't matter, but like, would it be stronger? Oh wait, never mind. You just answered it. Never mind. I'm sorry.
You had another question?
Yeah.
So would it affect the functionality of the machine if something were to pass completely through the blue hole, so we could like, let's say like screw a bolt onto the back side of it?
I think if you're talking through this hole right here.
Yeah.
No, as long as you don't come interfering with the top part where the arm sits, I think you have some freedom to play there.
Okay.
Okay. How long is the hole through the 3/4 inch hole? Like, how long does it go through that little blue part? I don't know how to
You
explain
want
it.
the depth this way?
Yeah. What's the width through that? I'm just curious.
It's going to be 1.5 inches.
Okay.
Thanks for helping. This will be hard by myself.
Okay. Well, I think that's all we needed to ask you guys for now.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all's time. Definitely. And this is Joel. Yes. I think it went well. You guys think it went well? Yeah. I think it's a little easier for them to see it and then ask those questions. Sometimes the pictures don't tell them everything that they need. So
Definitely. I think seeing it and knowing about the second problem is really helpful too.
yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, we're glad to help, and thank you too.
Oh, you bet. Thanks. Hopefully we'll come up with something good for you.
All right. Thanks. You guys have a good week.
Thanks,
All
you too.
right. All right. Y'all have
Bye.
a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.